My name is MatthewVodnoy. Thank you for having me here today. I'm really honored to be here today to talk about the judicial race and to talk about me. I'm running for this because I've been an attorney close to 20 years. Based on my experience, my temperament, and my judicial philosophy, I think the timing is right, and I think I'm the right person to be on the bench to represent all of you and everybody in society who needs to have the integrity and respect and faith in the justice system restored.
Speaking on the endorsement, we see Holly Hancock got a lot of endorsement from Democratic Party, and we see Renee Chen, and she got all the police endorsing her.
And I think those two are great examples of exactly why they're reflective of one thing each. They're both reflective of very specific things, and that's it. Holly Hancock has gotten all the Democratic endorsements. Neither Renee nor myself or anyone else in Seat 70 has gotten any Democratic support. And the reason is, as I discussed a minute ago, because Holly Hancock represents to the Democrats right now what they want, which is someone to take the bench and change the justice system, to only represent defendants, to come out there and almost be antagonistic or still be an advocate for defendants. And that's not okay, and that's why she's getting all of those. And much the same way Renee Chang is getting all the police endorsements. I mean, regardless of the fact that I was a prosecutor for 14 years, I'm not getting any of those because I'm no longer a district attorney. Although I have lots of people in law enforcement that are voting for me, that know me, that have worked for me and support me, I'm not going to get those endorsements because they want someone who they think is going to put on the bench and just believe what every single officer says or only back the blue, as you say. But that's not okay because as we know, there are people that are innocent that are charged with crimes, and there are police officers that either make mistakes or something happens, and you need to have someone on the bench that understands that happens as well and not blindly follow law enforcement or blindly follow defendants. And so, therefore, I would suggest that those endorsements really reflect that they're really limited in perspective and they're limited in their support because it really is isolated to very far left or very far right. And that is not what's supposed to be on the bench. It's supposed to be someone with the even scales of justice that's blind because they don't see it as one or the other being having an advantage or being better than the other.
And I see you have another endorsement called SEIU 721.
Yes, I'm very proud of that. I am proud of my endorsements from the union organizations, in particular SEIU 721, because that is the union that represents individuals that work in the courtroom. Those are your court reporters, the stenographers. Those are your judicial assistants who are the court clerks. Those are the people who are in the courtroom every day, which Holly Hancock and Renee Chang and I have been for, at this point, all of us over 15, 16 years. They have seen us. They've seen us work, and they've seen how we treat them. They endorsed me because I treat people with respect, whether you're the lowest person or the highest person within a courtroom or a restaurant or wherever you may be. Everyone should be treated with the same human dignity and respect. And I am extremely proud of SEIU 721's endorsement because those are the people that have seen me for years upon years upon years, as well as Ms. Hancock and Ms. Chang, and decided I was the one that best reflected their values. And then in turn, the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor, which is the largest union organization in Los Angeles County, also endorsed me. And those are nonpartisan. Those are not people that are out there with an agenda. Those are people that want someone on the bench who will reflect the values of our hard-working members of society. And that is what I represent. All of us are not either a defendant or an officer, but the vast majority of us are just working people that want an opportunity to work and live in a safe environment. And those are the unions I am getting support from, and I am extremely proud of my endorsements because they are nonpartisan and they reflect the working people, all of you in the county.
So Matthew, on your campaign motto, you said making a difference is not achieved by simply putting people in prison. I want to ask you, what difference are you trying to make, and how is that achieved by not simply putting people in prison? What does that mean?
So there's a great quote that I love to talk about, which is from Maslow, which is, if your only tool is a hammer, all your problems are going to look like a nail. We are never going to make our society safer if all we do is put people in prison. There are a lot of underlying issues that people have that cause them to end up in our criminal justice system, such as mental health issues that they may have been born with or have been triggered. They may have PTSD because they served in the military and went overseas. They may have alcoholism. And sometimes if it's a lower level offense, and I'm not talking about people that commit heinous acts upon somebody else. I mean, if you murder somebody or you rape somebody or do some harm to a child, this is not for you. These are not the people I'm talking about. The people I'm talking about are the lower level offenders, the people that maybe steal food, break into a car, yell out profanities and threats. Those are the kinds of people that maybe we need to reconsider how we treat them, because if we don't address their underlying health issues, they're just going to go in, let's say, to jail or prison for a short period of time and come back out and redo those same things. And that costs more to us as a society and to our safety. But let's say we can take that same person and say, hey, we're going to put you on probation, and as a condition of probation, you need to get mental health treatment. And you need to show us that you're making an effort to either be on prescribed medications, or you're addressing your PTSD or other mental health issues. We're going to give you the chance to succeed. And if we give people the chance to succeed, then when they go back into society, they're going to have an incentive to not commit more crimes and to become healthy and not injure the rest of us in some fashion. But if all you do every time is just put someone in custody, jail or prison, they're just going to get back out and keep doing those same things. Now, again, this is not talking about the people that are the worst of the worst or that harm other people. Those people, there's a place for them, unfortunately. But I'm talking about the lower level offenders. And we need to continue to evolve our understanding of humanity. Because remember, courts are a human experience. We're not robots. We're humans. And we should never ever forget we're all human beings. And as part of being human, we're imperfect. And so some of these people we can try to help, so that way when they come out, when they become part of our society, because they will, that they're not going to continue these same behaviors. We're not going to fix them by putting them in prison, but we may be able to help them and rehabilitate them if they're given opportunities to succeed and become healthy.
So as a judge, you can make these changes and putting appropriate societal resources and allocation to get these people to help.
Absolutely. And one of the things that has been kind of been proven, it costs more to put someone in jail and prison than it does to try to heal them and give them programs. And the eventual cost to society, both financially and sort of in a social safety way, is if those people just go into jail and come out and keep doing those things, we're going to continue to have a less safe society. But if we take that same person and we're able to successfully rehabilitate them and address their issues, they are going to come back into society and be contributing members of our society. And wouldn't we rather have people in our society that are contributing members of society, not harming other people, as opposed to just keep putting them in jail over and over and over again, and then having the same problems persist. Thank you for your attention and being here with me today. Thank you, of course, to the both of you for having me. This is a great opportunity to speak to, obviously, the both of you and everybody watching. It's incredibly important that you educate yourself on the meaning of this race. To find out more about me and more about my background and my beliefs, go to vodnoyforjudge.com, and please vote on June 7th for Matthew Vodnoy for Superior Court Judge, Seat 70.